Ah, good evening, my lovelies, and a very warm welcome to Sunday Night Live. And it is time for us to wave a sad farewell to the weekend and to welcome in Monday, or as it's otherwise known, my day off. So, here we are again, darlings. I'm very much looking forward to spending the next hour in your company. I'm looking forward to hopefully hearing some of your voices. And yeah, we're going to wave away Sunday, welcoming Monday. Hope you went to church today, or chapel, or temple, or mosque. And yeah, we'll see what happens over the next hour. I mean, the main thing to take away from today, and I did want to know about your days, how they went, your weekend generally, perhaps, and of course, I need to know what you've eaten. And that is the main thing to take away from my day today. Lunch was fabulous. I'm going to have a drink, darlings. I'm going to have a drink. Day off tomorrow. If a man's not entitled to get a little blotto on his day off eve, I don't know when he is. Cheers. Up yours. Your very good health. Bottoms up. Wine. Oh, do your thing. Oh, you are doing your thing. Oh, health, teeth. Oh, oh. That's a good one, Dad. Oh, ah. Oh, oh, that is intense. That is intense. That is so intense. It's almost like cramp, but the best sort of cramp that you can ever imagine. Oh God, that's fabulous. Right, enough of that. First cab off the rank tonight is Jimmy Quinn. Good evening, Boaty and all. Peter P is here. Good evening, Honourable Boaty and all. Good evening, Peter P. Um, the M11 is here. Good evening, all. Don't forget to leave Boaty a voice note on 07391 oh God above. Oh, you read it yourself. And good evening, Boaty, you temptingly wonderful vision before us. I quite fancy a sausage now. Oh, dear. Mark Lyons is with us. Good evening, Mark. And Mark says, Emma, oh, yum. You've roused an insatiable desire for a buttered muffin or two. Oh, there you are. Hi, Rebels, goes on Mark. Clocks went forward in New Zealand Sunday at 3 a.m. So we are now back to 12 hours ahead of UK time. And I've just dropped my Kia Sorrento off for a warrant of fitness, MOT equivalent, and a service. And I cycled home. Well, good for you, mate. Good for you. And Mark says, oh, and mystery Sean caller. Oh, no. chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS. Tell me about it. Bane of my life too. 100% resonate and empathise, mate. Oh, that's very kind. Uh, Pingu's with us. Oi, Savloy, what's occurring, all right? Hello, Pingu. How are you, mate? Hope all is well in your corner of the world. Mark Prasad is with us. Good evening, Boaty, Emma, and all in chat. Chaz Brown is here. And a good evening to Boaty McBoaty and hello, Chaz. Sophie's here. The lovely Sophie. Hi, everyone. How are we all? And also, how's my best friend Boaty tonight? I'm all right, Soph. I'm all right. Yeah. I had a bloody good lunch. Tonight's been a bit insane. But it's all done now. All done now, darlings. And I've got a slight toast upgrade for the morning. So I'm quite excited about that. And I'm having Momo for lunch on Tuesday, and I'm quite excited about that. And I get quite excited by food, darlings. You may have noticed. Steve Colgate is with us. Ian Hully is here. A very good evening to you, Mr. Boaty, and everyone in the chat. Mark Prasad says, before anyone asks, pork schnitzel with fried potatoes and asparagus and broccoli. Oh, well, that's an interesting choice of Sunday repast. Peter P had pizza. Yeah, you had, right, Peter P had pizza from an automated pizza hut in a little car park, or Aldi, a car park anyway. It's the weird thing, apparently they started in Japan. You rock up, make your selection of the pizza that you want on a screen in this hut in a car park, presumably waft your card at it, and 3 minutes later your pizza arrives magically. Gosh, what a thing. What a thing. Tracy P is with us. Good evening. It's a rather wet and windy night here in South Wales. You're not alone, Tracy. It's a rather wet and windy night here in the Peak District National Park as well. Evola's Sunglasses is here. Evening, everyone. Evening, Emma. Good evening to you. Steako's going to have eggs and soldiers, and why not? Dave Smith is with us and says evening. Gosh, we've got a lovely crowd in tonight, haven't we? Ian says it's raining pussycats and woof woofs here in Bolsover. Oh, secondary winegasm. Oh, God, it's on form tonight. It's really on form tonight, darlings. Maybe it's because I'm half an hour early. Ooh, that is fabulous. What else have I got to report? Well, I can report that that the butter made its way into the dish, stayed out overnight, and spread very nicely on my toast this morning. And I must say, I'm rather looking forward to trying the posh butter made with raw cow milk or whatever it was called that Sean is sending my way. That's round. Yeah. Looking forward to trying that. I'm going to go on a butter journey, darlings. To be honest, I already feel better for having the nasty plastic butter thing gone from the fridge and having my beautiful Welsh grandparents' brown dish, which they used for butter. I'm loving having that out on the side on the worktop there. It's I'm very pleased I made that decision. What about Boaty and Emma recording a Christmas song, says Tracy P. And Emma has a giggle at that and says, which song would you suggest? Peter P would suggest Wonking Around the Christmas Tree. Oh, Neil is here as well. Hello all, hope we're all well. Sorry I've been AWOL. We had friends around at the weekend. Neil, I'm delighted that you're making the best of the time off before you start your new gig? Is it Monday you start? We'll keep everything crossed for you anyway. I think we could do a cracking version of Fairy Tale of New York, says Emma. And I do have some history with that song. As some of you know, it's the only Christmas song that I ever performed as a professional vocalist. Obviously, I never did it in the Neil Diamond set, but I did do it in a variety of cabaret shows at around the Christmas time. At around Christmas time, did it with Mel, and yeah, I can. Well, I used to be able to do a very passable version. I mean, of course, it helped that the original artist couldn't sing, so you were never going to sound too bad. And if I were to do it now, then arguably I would give a much more authentic performance, as I've now been fitted with the same teeth as the dearly departed. Anyway, we've all said hello to Neil. That's good. Cheers. Salut, says Mark. Here's looking at you, Boaty. Down the hatch indeed. Cheers again to you all. What a shit weekend, says Jimmy F500. Lashing rain and wind all day. And to top it off, I had a dizzy spell all weekend, and the room was spinning a lot. Sorry for lowering the tone, but anyway, onwards and upwards, I hope. Never apologise for lowering the mood. If you've had a bad day, if any of you have had a bad day or a bad weekend or are having a bad time right now, don't be afraid to tell us about it. I keep saying it, but that's what the community is here for. We're not just here for good times. We're here for all times, for all members. If you're having a shit time, we're here for you. Just like we know that you'd be there for us if and when we have a shit time. And let's face it, there's always a shit time around the corner, isn't there? Tracy P says we can choose the song. Oh, that's kind. Christmas song for Boaty to sing, says Chaz. I'm dreaming of a Momo Christmas. I'm dreaming of a Momo Tuesday. I didn't have any Momo chutney, so I brought some Momo chutney from work, and my lunch on Tuesday, darlings, I won't lie to you, it's going to be Momo. And I think I will have 10 pieces. I think 10 pieces is pretty much the correct number for lunch. And don't forget, if you would like to have your own stocks of Momo and chutney in your own freezer so that you can have Momo whenever you damn well please, they are available. But you would need to pick them up from me here or the restaurant in Ripley. But I can provide authentic, handmade Momo and chutney to anybody who fancies them. I'm starting to get some pings. That's good. I'll play through a few more comments and then we'll have a look at all the pings, shall we? That'll be fun. Bad Books is with us. Good evening, all. Emma says, Vertigo, Jimmy. It's weird when that happens. Hopefully resolved now, though. It's something I suffer from. I don't know if it's strictly speaking vertigo. I've always assumed that it's something to do with my buggered up nasal passages and my nasal polyps and whatnot. But if you take light away from me, I can't balance. So if I'm having a shower and I can't close my eyes to shampoo my hair or something because I would fall over. I struggle in the dark. I really do struggle in the dark with my balance. And even when it's light, if I'm carrying something in both hands, I feel completely off balance. I feel unsafe. If I have to walk up or down the stairs, holding something with both hands, I really, really struggle with that. And I'm terrified of falling. As long as I've got a hand to hold the banister, I'm absolutely fine. But it's a weird thing. But there we are. We all have our crosses to bear, do we not? Emma says, I had your chow mein yet again, Boaty. I really can't keep off your noodles. They're too addictive. Well, I mean, they're really tasty. They're cheap. They're quick. And they're and they're healthy. I've had them 3 times this week, I think, and I'll probably have them again on. Oh well, I'm doing Momo Tuesday, midweek roasty type thing Wednesday, so Thursday, I think, Thursday for the noodles. Simone is with us, hooked on classics. Hello, Simone. And yeah, I made them the other day. When was it? Was it yesterday? Could have been yesterday. And I tried slightly different quantities of the old light soy, dark soy, and hot chili soy. And they were, I must say, they were absolutely delicious. I think going forward, uh, I think I need to slice my vegetables. I think they need to be fully julienne. Um, yeah, I'm discovering that ideally the vegetables need to be as, and when I say vegetables, all I had in my noodles yesterday, if it was yesterday, were spring onion and brown onion. But in order for it to eat properly and eat well, especially with chopsticks, uh, I didn't chop it finely enough. It needs to be full on julienne. I think we need to get the vegetables to as near the size of the noodles as possible in order for them to fully integrate. And I didn't do that. And I noticed as I was eating them, I thought, that's where I've gone wrong on this one occasion. Um, I haven't thought that before, so presumably I have gone julienne before, and I didn't on this occasion, but I will do next time. I will, I will chop everything as finely as I possibly can. The only exception that I will make to that is in the green of the spring onions, which I will leave larger because I think that happens to work in chow mein. But there we are. Lots and lots of hellos. Mark says, Mark Prasad says, Emma, noodles are very tasty and low in calories. Yeah, absolutely. Peter P says, Simone, Connie's new look is great. Jimmy F500 doesn't generally have the vertigo thing. Peter P says, has Boaty's noodly appendage touched you, Emma? Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral, the Leisure Peninsula, says, good evening, Reverend. I love it when people are formal with me. I hope you've had a nice day. I'd like to thank you once again for doing these lives for us all. I will ring up tomorrow if all is well, and I'd like to thank you both and Alan Simpson. That's very kind indeed, Mr. Parry. Look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Not reading that one out. Oh, and Stephen is particularly saying thank you for the message in the video where both Alan and I agreed that Mr. Parry has become a Boaty's World legend. That wine's going down rather well indeed. I'm starting my new job tomorrow, says Neil. Just watching this and then I'm getting my head down, ready for a fresh start in the morning. The AA have been in touch about picking the van up so they can wait till the weekend. Oh God, have you still got the van? Oh, dear, oh dear. Yeah, everybody's saying exciting times. Hope you have a good first day. Absolutely, I echo that. Damien Eves is with us and says hello, one and all. More good wishes for Neil. Emma says good evening to all who have arrived since I last said hello. You two will be the next Mel and Kim, says Peter P. God, do you remember that? Yeah, Mel Smith and Kim Wilde did, I presume it was for children in need or charity or something. They did a version of Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, didn't they? Poor old Mel Smith. Now, there is a man. There is a man who I imagine will not be best pleased to be forced into spending time being dead for tax reasons, because Mel Smith was a man. I never met him, but I would very much have liked to have. He was a man who grabbed life by the balls. It didn't have the longest innings on this little spinning ball, but my God, he made the best of it. He ate well. He drank more than several people's fair share. He smoked excellent cigars, and he had a bloody good laugh. What a splendid chap! Yeah, apparently he was a right one. He lived his way in pretty much the way he lived his life. Sorry, in pretty much the way that I've lived mine. Same sort of thing with Jeremy Clarkson too. The basic idea is that, as I heard it put once, there is no pleasure on earth worth giving up to have an extra 5 years in a nursing home, and that's the way that I've always thought about it. So, plus the fact that because of familial reasons and medical reasons, I never expected to make it to 30 anyway. 40 was amazing, and then hitting 50. I mean, it's all just a bonus, darlings. And don't get me wrong, I hope to have another 50 years of boarding you all on a nightly basis. But yes, I've already done far better than I ever expected. And I've had a fantastic time of it. And I'm still carrying on having a fantastic time of it. I might be skint, but my God, I enjoy life. And the only pleasures that I deny myself are the ones that I can't afford. Otherwise, anything goes. So seriously, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Whatever, within reason, obviously, within legal and moral parameters. Just enjoy yourself. Deny yourself few pleasures. If things give you pleasure, then do them. And don't turn your face to the wall when that time comes and think, I wish I'd done this, that, and the other. When the time comes to, I'll give you the last words of Ian Fleming, not Bob Fleming. He's a different chap. He was a fast show character. I'm talking about Ian Fleming. Possibly most famous for writing the series of James Bond novels. His last words, and this is true, his last words as he was about to turn his face to the wall and take his last, his last words were, well, it's been a hell of a bloody lark. And those should be your last thoughts when you turn the face to the wall. It's been a hell of a good time. Not, I wish I'd done this. Not, I wish I'd done that. It's been a hell of a lark. I read that quite early on in my life. And I'll tell you how I found out that those were his last words. I found out in Richard Burton's diaries because the words also impressed themselves on him. Another chap who lived his life without any compromise, raving alcoholic, chain smoker, serial shagger. But yeah, and no doubt that's the way that he went out as well. So there you are. There you are. Whenever we can get together around Christmas time, says Emma, let's sing a rendition of Fairy Tale of New York on the live stream. That would be fun. Yeah, let's do that. Thanks, Boaty. Just offloading, really, but don't want to be too down, says Jimmy at 500. Yeah, that's fine. Look, I mean, if you come onto the live stream in order to get a lift and forget about your troubles, that's fine. But if you need to vent or rant or share, then just be aware that that's fine. Nobody's going to censure you. I've always said, if any one of you is having a bad time, then shout out. The live stream will stop and we'll just focus on you. Everything else goes out of the window. And that's true for each and every one of you. Yes to a Christmas party at Boaty, says Peter P. Oh, we'll have to do something special this Christmas, won't we? Mark Prasad says Christmas song. Boaty and Mustard doing a version of the Waitress's Christmas rapping would be outstanding. Oh, God. Emma had onion and red pepper in her noodles tonight, but they were still so good. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going with. When I have noodles on Thursday, that is exactly what I'll put in. Onion, oh, spring onion as well, and red pepper. Green peppers are too expensive at the moment. Ian says, my mum's the same, Boaty. She suffers from light sensitivity. She needs a small light on all night and white noise on the radio. She also finds a dim amber or red light helps best. I'm fine at night. Now when I was a kid, I couldn't sleep in the dark. I absolutely couldn't sleep in the dark. It was after my favourite brother died. I was 4, coming on 5 when he died. He was 13, and probably as a child I didn't really understand it. Now I've got no memory of this. This is, as many of you know, there are chunks of years out of my childhood that I literally have zero memory of whatsoever. As I was saying on a video, there's a lot of stuff in my life that I've repressed. I've successfully put it in a box, closed the lid, and I don't worry about it. And there are literally years and years of my childhood where some pretty awful stuff happened to me and to those around me, and I have no memory of it. And I'm fairly certain that that is deliberate, that I've done that as a coping mechanism. And some of you might say it's not healthy and I should go to therapy and all of that sort of thing, but I don't think I need to, and I don't want to. I don't want to remember this shit. I don't want to work it through. There's nothing I can do about it, and I do all right. And this is an example. Now, I'm guessing that when somebody tried to explain to me what had happened to Mark, and that's Mark with a C, the French Mark, rather than Mark with a K, I'm guessing that somebody said that he'd gone to sleep forever or something. You know, that's the kind of thing that you might have said to a child in those days to try and explain death. And as a result of that, I was always terrified of going to sleep. So I didn't want to go to sleep like Mark did, where you never wake up, and you don't get any jelly or ice cream, and they take your body away and burn it or put it under the ground. I never fancied that. So I never ever wanted to go to sleep. And if you put me in a situation where I was supposed to go to sleep, i.e., in the dark, I would absolutely freak out, darlings. So I always had to go to sleep with the light on. And that lasted a long time, all through my childhood and through a lot of my adulthood as well. I had to sleep with the light on. I can't remember when that changed. I honestly can't remember. It was probably in my 30s when I started to get a bit of my shit together, where instead of just accepting that this was the way I was, I made some extra efforts to change some things about me. And now I haven't got a problem. Don't have a problem with the dark. I don't have nightmares. I don't have night terrors. I mean, my routine now, darlings, is that after the live streams, I go upstairs, I have a shower, I get into my night attire, come back downstairs, have a glass of wine, make some supper, do a bit of work on this, that, or the other, maybe have a look at a YouTube video or something. And then I go up to bed and I clamber into bed, turn the light off, go to sleep, bang, like that. Complete darkness, and and that's just that. But there were decades when I wasn't able to do that. More good wishes to Neil for Monday. Emma says it would have been my mother's 79th birthday tomorrow if she hadn't decided to die 10 years ago. Oh, bless you. Bless you. It's always a bit poignant, isn't it? That's the odd thing. I was terrible for remembering my mother's birthday when she was alive. Since she died, Not forgotten a single one. Mind you, Facebook helps. If it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't know when my birthday was, let alone anybody else's. I think that is the single biggest contribution that Facebook has made to modern culture. We know when people's birthdays are. Neil says thank you to everyone. Neil, let us all know how we got on in the live tomorrow. Hold on, I just need to come back a minute. Oh, Steve Hogg says, I've lost my cowboy badge. I wondered what that was in relation to. Cowboy badge. Right, okay. Oh, Steve, says Emma, did you make the most of it? Well, you had it. The Equalizer is with us and says, bless you, Boaty. Well, that's very kind, and bless you in return. Bless all of you. Bless us all, everyone. God, getting in the Christmas spirit in, thank you. It's still bloody September, isn't it? Oh, it's getting all autumnal and wintry. It's going to be, before you know it, it's going to be Halloween and then bonfire night. And then, oh God, then it's Christmas. Oh dear. Oh God, it's happened again, darlings. We're going to have another winter. Oh, the heating's on. I had that thing today where I needed to, I had a great desire to put the heating on. And I've got a prepayment gas meter. And that means that obviously there are no shops around here. Like I live in the arse end of nowhere. So the way to top it up is you top it up online via their website or via the app. And that means you need to have online money, fake money. You need to have money in a bank account or on a credit card or something like that. And I didn't have any. I've got cash. But cash isn't much use when you can't go to a shop and put something on a card. So yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Tomorrow morning I'll go to the post office, appease the vengeful gods of the overdraft, and then I'll have money to. But yeah, very awkward. Very awkward. Hey ho, worst things happen at sea. If things give you pleasure, then do them. Well, Boaty, you give me pleasure. Oh dear. I loved Kim Wilde, says Dave Smith. I find, says Emma, the live stream a great distraction from problems. It's weird when it ends, it all comes back. But for an hour or so, my mind is off the other issues. Same here, Emma, says Peter P. Kim Wilde lives in the wild now, says Steve Gold. It's awful losing parents so young, says Tracy P. My mum, who lived a healthy life, died at 58 or 68? 58, I think. Her smoking, drinking, chip and pork pie eating sister lived until 91. There you are, you see. The moral of that story is get the pork pies down you. Have a fag. Have a glass of something. When your number's up, mate. That new old Clarkson book. Remember, I bought it a while ago and it became my new toilet book. I finished it now, I finished it a while ago. But he was talking about that. And he was talking about his life choices and the fact that he's a heavy smoker and a drinker and all of that sort of thing. And gets himself in some dodgy situations. And he's got a similar justification to me. He was saying, imagine if he'd done everything correctly. Imagine if he'd never smoked, never taken drugs, didn't drink excessively, ate a balanced diet, wasn't overweight, was careful about his mental health, put money away for his pension, all of that sort of thing. And then he was hit by a bus. He said, well, my last thought would be, well, what a prick. I should have had a laugh. So there you go. That's kind of my take on it all. Yeah, you might get hit by a bus, so just bloody well enjoy yourself. There's no there's no way to there's no way to make sense out of life and death and all of that sort of thing, really, is there? It's very difficult. Um, you know, it leads you down a wormhole. It leads you down a path of, well, it leads you the way it led Jean-Paul Sartre, and it leads you to existential nihilism, where you think that, you live and whatever you do, you die. So ultimately, it's all kind of pointless. But then, if you're an existential nihilist, you think, well, if it's all pointless, I might as well bloody kill myself now, which is what they all did, including JPS himself. Whereas my take has always been, yeah, okay, um, there might be little in the way of rhyme or reason to it. The human race might have a universal purpose on some level, but as an individual cog in that machine, then do I really matter? Well, no, I don't. I don't matter to the universe. I might matter to myself and I might matter to a few people around me. But universally, I don't matter a bloody damn. So the only way I can make sense of that, and the only way I can make sense of the fact that accidentally I was born and inevitably I'm going to die, is have a bloody good time and enjoy myself. The FSM, in his greatness, gave us joy receptors. He gave us joy receptors in our eyes. We can enjoy looking at things like Alanis Morissette. He gave us joy in our ears. We can enjoy listening to things like Alanis Morissette. He gave us joy receptors in our mouth, so we can enjoy eating things, and in our bread basket, so that we can enjoy winegasms. He also gave us joy receptors in our private parts, so we can jolly well enjoy podgery. And some people were given joy receptors in their back bottom, so that can enjoy a bit of podgering as well. So, the FSM knows what he's doing. He created us all, didn't he? So, if he gave us those joy receptors, then it is our duty during our one go, as far as we're aware, our one go on this little spinning ball whirling through space and time, we might as well put our joy receptors to jolly good use, darlings. And we should smoke and drink and eat Momo and podger people wherever possible. Listen to music that we enjoy, spend time with people that we enjoy, and look at nice things like a Lamborghini Espada and breasts. That's my take on it, anyway. Where was I? Ah, Doodly-doo. Emma says, my mum's mum died in her 40s, all cancers. I hope I don't follow suit with these early deaths, because I've got a 4-year-old I need to stick around a while for. Well, indeed, and the rest of us, Emma. Boaty, you may fall asleep in a dark room, but the lights are on in the rest of the bloody house. Yeah, well, you do have a slight point there. Life is too short to turn the lights off when you go to bed. Yeah, that's true. I do. I leave all the lights on. It's too much of a faff. It's an old cottage. There are individual lights here, then, and everywhere. Who can be asked with that? Uh, Mark says Emery can be a struggle for sure. Sorry to hear that. Mums are stroke should be special. My mum was awesome, but I never knew my ratbag dad, and they're both long gone. Oh dear. Jimmy F500's mum died in 1993, age 57. I'm now in my early 50s. Sobering thought. Yeah, well, don't dwell on it. Uh, oh dear me. Steve Cole's got his cat watching fire displays on YouTube to get her used to it. The good thing about getting older, says 3SP, is the year seems to go faster and spring comes around more quickly. I agree with that. Manly embraces to all who need them, says Peter P. We're here for a good time, not a long time, says Mark Lyons. I agree with that. We don't mention buses on this channel. Well, we don't unless, what's his name, Ron McCulloch is here. I love buses. When I become rich and famous, I'm going to buy a bus. I'm going to buy a late 1970s Leyland National. Yes, I am. You can't beat an episode of On the Buses, says the lovely Sean. Hello, Sean. Get that bus out, Butler. Right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to dive into some doings. Right, let me see. Right, here's one. The second one is better. We'll go for the second one then. Here we go, darlings. Pin back your lugholes.
Hello from a rainy Cardiff from Tracy P. Here's a quick parody. Emma 11 and Matron's gonna be with Jimmy Quinn. And I think Karen and Mustard's gonna be with him. Neil and Sophie's gonna be there too. And no doubt Stephen Perry's gonna be ringing through. Maybe Sean, Barry or Alan will tune in tonight. And everything's gonna be right. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Boaty will be chatting by the candlelight. Come on for wine gunsums. Windy Bottom, you can't go wrong. You'll be laughing in a minute. You're glad you joined along.
That was brilliant. Well done, Trace. Please reply so I can leave voice notes for Boaty Lives. Thank you. Oh, God. Oh, well, I'm really having to multitask now because that is a message to the Boaty's World Facebook page. I can't even remember how to access those. Hold on. Oh, right. Oh, God, that's a long one. Oh, right. I can only chat here on Messenger, audio or video. Well, leave me an audio. Leave me an audio on there, Mark, and I will gladly play it. Now then, what else have I got here? Let's have a look. Oh, I've got some pings. That's good. Can we get a shout out to a new viewer, Jim? We certainly can. Hello, Jim, who is watching in Sydenham, southeast London, a keen bird watcher and allotment weed watcher. Tar. Well, Jim, we're delighted to have you with us. Thank you for joining our mad but rather wonderful little community here. Rest assured, you are most welcome. And thank you very much indeed for finding us. Cheers, your very good health. So everybody welcome Jim, a new community member, hopefully, well, a new viewer, and who will hopefully become a part of the old inner scrotum. Now, let's move from that phone onto this phone with its very tight pouch. And, oh yeah, I've got pings here. Oh, we've got pings. Okay, that was yesterday. That doesn't count. That's today then. Right, here we go. Right.
I'd like to thank the wonderful Alan Simpson this week for mentioning me when he was videoing Boaty the other day. And I look forward to this Monday night when we'll have our wonderful Emma back on the live stream with our mister.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I'd like to thank everybody that always makes me welcome and looks forward when I do a phone in and have a chat with Jason, and sometimes when Emma's in the chat. So thank you very much to the whole community, which in me, Mr. Parry from the Leisure Peninsula. Hope everybody has had a good day and look forward to. Thank you. A good song for Christmas for you and Emma would be the Christmas Lady Garden. I do love singing about the Lady Garden we could make it a Christmas version. All right, thank you. Have a good evening, you pair, Mrs. Titties and Mr. Wanker. Thank you. I look forward to tomorrow night. Take care, both of you.
I beg your pardon. I never promised you a lady garden. Oh, and it squeezed Christmas in there. Thank you, Mr. Paddy. That was lovely. But I've got more. I believe I've got more. Here we are. Now then.
Well, hello there, gorgeous Boaty, you deliciously edible thing you.
Oh.
And hello also to the community. I'm joining you from my bath, which of course means I'm currently completely naked.
Oh,
listen carefully. Hopefully you could hear me having a rollicking splash about there. I just thought I'd leave a message to express how excited I am in my bath right now, because tomorrow night I'm going to be back on the live stream. Gosh, have I missed you guys, particularly you, Boaty. I know we have been doing it over the phone, but it's just not the same. Well, I guess that's it for now. Enjoy your evening and catch you all at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Sending super sweet surprises for all the lovely people watching and an extra special jelly bean treat for you there, gorgeous Boaty.
Oh, it's a number of years since I've had a jelly bean treat in the bath. Is anybody else slightly aroused after that? You know, when she said, listen carefully, was anybody else expecting her to break wind? One of those big gurglers where the bubbles come up to the surface of the... Oh, that was wonderful. I am very excited about tomorrow. It's going to be lovely to have... Emma back on our screens, courtesy of the elderly iPhone X. And of course, tomorrow night, darlings, we are going to be live and vertical. Not entirely through choice. It's the only way that you can do joint live streams on YouTube. You have to both be vertical. That will please Matron immensely. It will please Emma immensely as well, because we will then be on the vertical live feed, darlings, and the shorts feed, and we will get some new people popping in. And Emma and Matron love that because it means that they can possibly pick up some new subscribers. And I don't mind it too. We don't get deluged with them, so it doesn't break the community vibe, does it? And Matron is, of course, our splendid moderator and does a wonderful job of making sure it doesn't interrupt the community vibe. So, yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. Let's dive back into your comments then. I think I've dealt with all of the pings. Oh. Well, this is my face. You're supposed to unlock. There we are. Yeah, I think we are up to speed. What time is it? If anybody else would like to send in a voice note, I would love to receive it. And everybody else would love to hear it. Oh, excuse me. Tracy P says, the good thing about creating things such as YouTube videos and photos is they live on. I've put some photos in the People's Collection in Wales. Use them or lose them, I say, says Mark. Everybody complains that I love taking so many photos, says Emma, but they're important to me to preserve memories and memories, especially of my kids. Although it's hard to look at photos of the kids when they were, and then we go to another message, little when they're now 6'3". Oh, another ping. Good. We like pings, darlings. Oh, and this is a South Walian ping. Oh, what's that from now? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da. Oh, it was the Muppets, wasn't it? Or am I imagining? Am I imagining that? It was the Muppets, wasn't it? Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-do, ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum. I'm sure that was the Muppets. I might be wrong. uh, where were we? Oh, yeah. Emma was talking about taking pictures. I must admit that until digital photography came along, I wasn't great at taking photos, although I did go through a phase as a kid where I was a very keen photographer in the old SLR days. I was thinking about this earlier. I had an OM30, an OM1, an OM4. I was a big Olympus fan back in those days. But then that was as a child. In my adult life, I was too busy living life to take any photographs of it. And the photographs I did have that other people took have just all gone. Exes kept them who were more bothered about them than I was, said they wanted them and they took them. And then the great garage loss, I lost all of my family pictures. And now I've got virtually nothing. I've got one single album of pictures with Lena from my time living in Ukraine. I've got two albums of time spent with Lisa, both in Cyprus and in Devon, and that's about it. I've got some random photos, like a handful, and then that's it. There are loads of digital photos. So from like 2008 onwards, there are plenty of photos, but before that, virtually nothing. In fact, a lot of memories of a lot of stuff have just gone. I think Sasha's got a lot of stuff. I think Sasha's got all of my studio recordings when I was doing studio stuff as a singer. And I think she's got all of when Vanda and I did that silly TV program. What's it called? Stars in Your Eyes, Stars in Their Eyes, whatever it was. I think she's got audio recordings, all of the radio shows that I did, all of the stuff I did at BBC Pebble Mill. And I'm pretty sure she's got all of the studio stuff that I recorded, all of the demos, all of that. I haven't got any of that. I haven't got any of that at all. And the same is true of my cycling career. I've got nothing. I've got one thing on the wall that was a permanent thing. The trophies, you only got to keep them for a year, and then they had to go back. But again, all of the pictures, all of the press cuttings that my parents kept religiously, haven't got any of that stuff. I've got memories in here, and as Tracy was saying, the beauty of YouTube is at least I can put some of them down on record, but I've got very little to back them up. Even the business stuff, hardly anything. I've got, and thank God for it, I'll tell the story no doubt one day. I've got an advert from Classic and Sports Card, a full page colour advert. You wouldn't believe how much that cost. From, I think it's March of 1995. It's on my Facebook, so you can see this, where we announced the world's first online auction. I've told this story many times. I set up the world's first online auction site before 7 or 8 months before the site that went on to become eBay. I was there first. I'm glad I've got that advert, because everybody I tell that story to thinks that I'm an inveterate bullshitter. Some people think I bullshit about absolutely everything, which I wish I had an imagination fertile enough to do that, because I'd write a television series or write a book or something. The only reason I can tell these stories is because bizarrely they all happen to be true. And I have got the odd bits and pieces of things to back them up. People say, "Oh, you've never done this, you've never done that." Yeah, well, check Company's House, darling. You'll you'll find my name there, and you'll find the companies. And there's that advert showing the showrooms and the auction house, and there's a picture of me in it as well, so nobody can deny it's me. And talking about the internet auction site and all of that. So there is enough knocking about, so that, not that I care if anybody wants to tell me that I'm a bullshitter, and it happens quite often. Not oddly enough, it happens mostly in the comments on Mustard's videos. Oddly enough, not many people, well, if anybody, actually says it to me. But if anybody wants to say, you're a bullshitter, that never happened, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care what you believe. But if I wanted to, well, there's enough stuff out there. But all of the personal memories that now I would love to have, they didn't matter at the time, and I didn't make any sort of an effort to keep them. And of course, now I wish I had. There are some studio recordings from a really, really good studio. I recorded in a few different studios, but I recorded in one studio that was really, really good, a proper full-on, a studio that major names used. And Vanda and I recorded there when we were doing a demo for that TV thing, that Stars in Their Eyes thing, and other things, because Vanda and I had big plans, all of which went right by the way. Do you know about Vanda? I'm not entirely sure if you do. And it's too late now to tell you about it. But if you're interested, remind me, and I'll tell you about her another time. But all of our plans went awry when she was offered a massive TV gig in Spain. So she went and took that with my blessing. And all the stuff that we were doing together just went by the wayside. But as I say, if you're remotely interested in that, I'd be more than happy to tell you about it. Right, something just popped up there and now I've lost it. God, it's hard work, this. Right, okay. Let's just get through a few more comments, because we are amazingly, the time has flown and we're coming to the time to bugger off, aren't we, darlings? And it's Monday morning tomorrow, isn't it? So I suppose we should be quite sensible. Sean says, I can't wait to die, just have a good rest. We've got a couple more clips to come. I'm sure you don't mean that, Sean. I'm sure you don't mean that. Life has just got good for you. Don't be wishing it away, for God's sake. You make the most of it, matey. And come here before you even think about dying. If you spend time being dead for tax purposes before you come and visit me, I shall be really peeved with you, young man. Ugh. And I've missed the videos. As would many other people, of course. Now then, I'm back, says Simone. My laptop is randomly shutting down. I think it's knackered. Is it a Windows laptop? If it is, they will be. I've got, seriously, I was talking to Emma about this. You remember that iMac I bought on eBay back end of last year, just before Christmas, and I paid 73 quid for it, or whatever it was. It was a 2012 iMac. That works better than a 6-month-old Windows PC. And the same is true with laptops. You know, a Windows laptop, it'll be knackered within a year. Certainly 5 years down the line, it'll be well and truly knackered. Whereas an Apple laptop, a MacBook, that'll be as good in 10 years' time as it is now. Always good to have something to look forward to, Sean, says Peter P. Oh, and I've got something to look forward to. I've just got a notification that the first part of Harry's Garage Euro Tour in his Lamborghini Countach is now live. So that's what I'm going to be doing after this live stream. And that's the only issue I've got with Harry Metcalf. He owns a Lamborghini Countach, but he insists on calling it a Lamborghini Countach, which is just wrong. And it really annoys me that and people have told him that he's wrong, including people from Italian people from Lamborghini, but he still keeps on insisting calling it that. I speak Italian, it's a Countach, not a bloody Countach, Countach, whatever. Anyway, it's a nice car. So I'm really looking forward to watching that. Oh, I've got lots of audio things to do now. Marvellous. Hello all, says Name Me -1. Somehow I'm awake. Name Me -1. We haven't seen you for a while. Sean, says Mark, the catchphrase, "I out you, butler," still gets used regularly in my ass. Bird and weed sounds good to me, says Steve Cole. We can see what you did there. Lots of pings, but where are the pongs? Asked Peter P. Andrew Buttigieg is with us, the lovely Irish spotter Butty. A very good evening, Boaty and everyone, and a very good evening to you. Oh, hello. I think Emma came on at this point because everybody's getting very excited. Peter P says, "Is Emma on the bog?" Andrew says, "Oh." Jimmy F500 says, "Don't drop the phone, Emma." Oh, Andrew says, "Oh, I'm clutching my tinkle." Mark Line says, "The bathtub doth rumble." Break wind, says Emma. You know me too well. I've only ever heard you once, to be fair. Yes, says Emma. I hope to get over 300 subs tomorrow. Currently on 298. So you mean you're hoping to get 300 new subs? Or no, you mean you're hoping to get to 300 subscribers? And yeah, I'm sure we'll get you there. I guess I'd better get on with writing the Wine O'Clock news, says Emma. It's been a while. I can't wait for the Wine O'Clock news. I love the Wine O'Clock news. Boaty, says Emma, I've observed that since you've started having winegasms, you no longer do audible wine burps. Explain this behavior. I can't. I'm still doing wine burps. They are still coming along. Mana Mana was a hit single, wasn't it? Back in the 70s, says Mark. Bring back Statler and Waldorf, the two grumpy old men on the balcony in the Muppet Show. Great times. The Swedish Chef and Gonzo, says Andrew. Photos keep memories alive for me, says Emma. If I don't photograph it, I'll soon forget it. The Benny Hill Show also used it, says Peter P. Steve Hogg says, "Later all, sorry for being silly. I've had a drink." You got to laugh. You have indeed. YouTube will stop me forgetting things now, though, says Emma, as long as I make videos. Yep, same goes. There you go. There's a wine burp. I didn't choose it. It chose me. I have 53,000 photos on Flickr, says Tracy P, and probably less than 50 photos pre-digital. Yeah, it was too hard, wasn't it? Emma says, "Yep, a lot of Boaty stories are true, except those about weight loss." Oh, dear. Emma says, "I used to have Keith Harrison Orville on a 45 record. I think Tracy still has hers." A title suggestion from Sean. Oh, I'll screenshot this. I heard you're a bullshitter, father. Oh, dear. Oh, I can't read that one. Are you going to the yard tomorrow, Mr. B? Asked Emma. I believe so. I've not been advised otherwise, so as far as I know, the plan is still what it was, to go to the yard and take the innards and wheels off Dented Daisy and put them onto Janet Jackson. but I've not really spoken to Mustard much this week at all. And so I don't know what I'm going to find when I get to the yard. He spoke about the caravan the other night, didn't he, when he popped into a live stream? So I don't know what's going to be there and what isn't going to be there. I know that the planned job was to do that with Dented Daisy. Take the leather interior out, swap it with Janet Jackson's interior, swap the wheel so the alloys go on JJ, and then immediately scrap Dented Daisy in the following day or two. And then that's another one gone. But I don't know what else is there and what else isn't there. I don't know if Mr. George Roger Boaty is still there or not. I just haven't spoken to Mustard. And there hasn't been much in the way of videos coming from him. When I don't speak to him, I catch up with what he's doing via video and probably vice versa. No, not vice versa. He doesn't watch my videos. What am I talking about? So, for example, the Metro, Lewis Hamilton, the Rover 100, I've had a guy hanging about on him for a few weeks, and he got back to me tonight and said, right, it's all sorted. So can I come and have a look as soon as possible? I'm in a position now to buy it. So I said, yeah, let me just check. And I pinged Mustard a couple of hours ago and said, is the Metro still there? Is it still available? He said, nope, it's gone to Lincoln. So I presume we've done the deal and swapped it for an electric bicycle, which seems a bit weird, but so I might get there and there'll be no caravan to have lunch in. Half of the cars that I'm expecting to see might have gone, but there we are. So yeah, that is the current plan as far as I know. Head to the yard. Oh yes, Emma says, Andrew, you in the bath has made my day. Dave says, I do believe Boaty's story about the first auction site on the internet, and he was also in Lord of the Rings. I've got the advert for the first auction site thing. I don't boast about it because it shows how stupid I am, not how clever I am. I set up, or we set up, there were two of us involved, plus the tech guy from Canada who we got over to actually build it. So we were the first. We did set up the world's first online auction. We did beat the site that wasn't eBay to begin with, but evolved into eBay, and we beat them by 6 or 7 months. And that can be proved by the stupidly expensive advert that I've still got the copy of in Classic and Sports Car, right-hand page, full colour. If you were ever in the trade, you will know how much money we're talking about. And you can see when eBay started, and you can clearly see that we were first. But we weren't that clever, because we set up an online auction for classic cars, sports cars, vintage cars, veteran cars, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that was great. It was very clever. It was very, it showed a lot of foresight. I'm going back to 1995 when nobody knew what the internet was, really. And we were the first in our field to grab it by the balls and run with it. And that was where we were clever. Where we were stupid was in not realizing that if it worked for cars, it would work for anything. Now, if we'd have realized that, then we would have launched eBay before eBay did, and we would now be rich and very successful. Now, for the other person involved in this, he is very rich and successful, so it doesn't matter a shit to him. But to me, I would have quite liked that. So yeah, it shows stupidity rather than cleverness in my book. It's something I kick myself for. But it's still a bit of a boastful dinner party story, isn't it? Don't forget to like, says Jimmy Quinn. Press the like button now. Is Alan in the chat, asked Andrew, or is he still recovering from the forced labour Boaty put him through? What he's probably recovering from is a journey from Sheldon in Birmingham back to Aberdeen, and the prospect of work tomorrow. So I would imagine he got home, had a shower, had something to eat, and got his head down. He's struggling with his new celebrity status, Andrew, says Emma. Oh, and everybody's telling me to put £1 in the box. Mustard put up short of the metro doing donuts in the yard. Oh, okay. Well, apparently it's gone now anyway. So, right, and I've caught up with the comments. So, I will put the £1 in the box. We will catch up with the audio comments, and then we'll bugger off. I'll have a shower. I'll have some staff curry, and I will get things ready for the morning. There, darlings. A round £1. Look, it's a real one. Oh, starting to sound a little bit full, isn't it? I love this. This box is now one of my very, very favourite things. And not just because of the money that's in it. And my butter dish is one of my favourite things now as well. Anyway, £1 box. And that is another £1 towards my birthday night at the Grand Hotel in Llandudno. I'm very excited about that as well. I'm also very excited about the joint live stream tomorrow night. And I'm very excited about having Momo for lunch on Tuesday. And I'm very excited about getting the keys for upstairs on Tuesday and having a look about up there and filming it with you guys and seeing what we all think we should be doing up there. I'm kind of dreading it because I think it's going to be a lot worse up there. I don't know what state the builders have left it in when they just disappeared. But it's obviously not brilliant if oh, speaking of Alan, he's just sent me a Facebook friend request. There we are. But right. We wouldn't have you now if you were successful, says Jimmy F500, and there is some truth in that. There is some truth in that. Now, if by some remote chance I became successful now, you'd still have me forever. But it is true that if things had gone differently, I would never have done this in a million years. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Boaty, the great IT wizards. Simone is off to sleep now. She's shattered, so says good night. Or a Carol Ann update, says Mark Lyons. She did a face palm in the mud on Snowdonia with Alan and asserted it was not a date. Well, there we are. There we are. I may have agreed to go on a hike. I was a little bit drunk at the time, so I can't absolutely remember. Oh, dear. If Boat is good enough to do a live, you should press the like button. Thank you, says Jimmy. And that would be nice. I mean, there are 36 of you watching and only 21 tickles on the like button. So, oh, thank you, Mark Lyons. Thank you very much. Right, I've got some pings to do, haven't I? Let's find those. Right, is that a new one or is that an old one? Oh, that's a new one. Here we go. Hang on, let me have a look at this one as well so I don't miss anything. Oh, it's hard work, all of this technical wizardry. Right, okay, now I've done them, haven't I? So it must be on this. Ah, here we go. Here we go.
Boaty, bullshit.
And then we've got.
Before you go, let's do our dressing gown duet. Are you ready? I'll count us in.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Maybe tomorrow I'll wear a dressing gown. I really hope you joined in with that because otherwise I'm going to sound like a complete twonk.
I did. Matron's falling in a hole, says give me a 500. Oh, there was this one as well. Oh, 2. Here we go.
How many years, Jason, sir, did you own your auction house when you were online? Could you please tell us that, please? I think the viewers would love to know. Thank you very much. Also, sir, how long did you do your singing career for? How long were you a singer for?
And I'll tell you about. Okay, good questions there. Good questions. Okay, well, the answer to the first one, how long did I own the dealership for? A very, very short time, but that's a story that a couple of people know, but it's not one I'm going to put out there publicly, at least not yet. I joined the guys just as whatever, and then ended up managing it, and then had a fallout, went away, did something else, went back, managed it again, ran it again, and then went off and did something else, and then I went back and became managing director. But at none of these times did I actually own it. I just ran it, and then something happened that I'm not going to go into. So, okay, how long? So I ran it for, God, about 13 years, I think. About 13 years. The ownership, that's something I'm not going to go into, but yeah. But it was originally a privately owned thing, and I was paid to run it and had a profit share. And then it became a limited company, and then a PLC, and I was managing director. But obviously, it was owned by the shareholders, and then there was a point where, I can't go into that. I can't go into that. And those of you who know what happened, you'll know why I wouldn't want to go into that publicly, at least not just yet. It's not a massive secret, darlings. I'm just not entirely comfortable with it being out there on public record. If we're together in the same room at the same time, I will happily tell you. Neil knows, Sophie knows, Mustard certainly knows, Emma knows. It's not a massive secret. I just don't want that bit on public record, at least not yet. Maybe someday. And as for the singing, God, I honestly don't know. Oh God, it probably, I don't know. It all gets a bit hazy. I would have been in my mid-20s when it all started. I couldn't tell you exactly when I flipped over and became pro, but it happened through my mid-20s, my late 20s, my early 30s, and my last thing was my wedding reception, and that was on my 36th birthday. So you're probably looking about 10 years of being a vocalist, but that covers the whole thing. So that would cover the beginning when I was just farting about. That would cover the time when I did the amateur talent circuit, which was quite lucrative, actually. That would cover the competitions that I did, the regional competitions, the national competitions, the TV stuff, all of the stuff with Vanda, and then obviously turning pro, doing stuff on my own, doing the tribute stuff, doing the cabaret stuff, and then launching the promotions company and then the entertainment agency. That whole thing was probably And then the wind down afterwards and the reason that it all came to an end, that's all going to be contained within a 10-year period. Yeah, it was the age of sort of 23, 24 to, well, actually the age of 20 through to 36 was just a mad time. Well, actually the age of whatever, 10 through to 36 was a mad time. And then in the years running up to me turning 36, that was when I was living all over the world and doing all of the travel and stuff. So yeah, there'll be life stories to come and all of that sort of stuff. Evening all, from my bed, half asleep, says matron. He started the dealership with John DeLorean. Absolutely not. I'm on record as saying that the DeLorean is one of the worst cars ever made, and I would certainly never have got into bed with John DeLorean in any form of a business sense. I might be daft. I'm not that daft. And I would never have fallen for the... Yeah, well, again, let's not go there. My phone won't stay in my hand, says matron. I need to prop it up and not touch it, or I'll end up dropping it again and banning everyone, including Boaty. At the time, Boaty was dating Elizabeth Taylor, and she helped him with his split from Joan Collins. Oh, dear. Skick, was that the time before Alanis, says Andrew. Right, I've got a couple more things to read, haven't I? I did those, didn't I? Or are those even newer ones? Hold on, let's try them.
How many years, Jason, sir, did you own your auction house?
Oh, no, right, I did that one, didn't I?
Would you please tell us that, please? I think the viewers would love to know.
I did that
Thank
one.
you very much.
Hang on, let me...
Also, sir, how long did
Yeah,
you do your singing
I don't know how
career
to
for?
turn this
How
off
long
now.
were you a singer for?
Hang on, I'm looking at this thing now. Oh, right, yeah, okay. That's not a ready outy thing, that's a look at thing. How do I... Oh, God. Oh, I don't know how to stop this now.
Also,
Oh, no, I don't want to read that again. How do I get back to... That's Emma's. We read that. I'm sure I've missed something. Oh, no, don't think so. Maybe that's it. If I've missed something, I apologize. Right, that's about it, darlings, isn't it? We are... Oh, God, look at the time. It's 22 minutes past midnight. That is definitely it. Right, well, next up, darlings, no video tomorrow. As you know, you don't get one on a Monday. I don't record one on a Sunday. I didn't record one yesterday either. That's why you got those crappy best of bits. But I thought it would be kind of nice for new viewers who might not have seen the originals to catch up with the pottering harness and moles causing potholes. And of course, you know, from famine to feast, Sean's bad day. Oh, I knew there was one. No. I will do it now. Sorry, I knew there was one I'd missed. I'll do it now.
Sean from the South Wales Valleys. The last day of September is tomorrow, and I wondered, what has been your highlight of this summer, and what are your plans for the winter ahead?
Oh, now, that is a really good one. Maybe I should have saved that until tomorrow. So I tell you what, I will play that one again tomorrow, and we'll focus on it. But very quickly, highlights of this summer. There've been a few. I'm delighted to say there have been a few. I've had a great summer. I don't regret this summer, and I haven't been able to say that for a while. I don't feel that I wasted this summer, thanks in most part to Emma, of course. And we had some amazing days, and I got the videos to prove it. But yeah, that's a really good one. And remind me, and I will play that one again. tomorrow. Right. It is time to say good night, and you are all doing exactly that. I need to thank you for your company. I've really enjoyed tonight. It's flown by. I can't believe the time. Yeah, thank you for another week of your lovely company. And good luck for the week ahead. Good luck for those who have to start the working week again tomorrow. It's different for me. Tomorrow is my day off. Although, you know, I might be doing some hard physical labor working on a car. Okay. But we've got the joint live stream tomorrow to look forward to. I'm excited about it. Emma's excited about it. And I hope you guys are too. So that's it. That's it, really. Pottering harness. The mind boggles. That's where you'll hear the pottering harness being mentioned here and there. The best of that I put up, that was the origins of the pottering harness. The words pottering and harness had never been used together before. Mustard was here. We were having lunch here at Windy Bum. I was sitting here. Mustard was sitting there. He was eating staff curry. I was eating Momo. We were having a chat and filming it. And the pottering harness was born, darlings. And it's, yeah, one of my favorite moments. One of my favorite moments. Do check the video out if you haven't already. And right, let's all go. Let's go. I need shower, change, curry. That would be good. Bless you all. Bless you all. There's been some quite touching stuff in here tonight. You know, as somebody said, big old hugs to any of you who need them for any reason tonight. And yeah, 10 o'clock, earlier tomorrow, darlings. Remember, 10 o'clock, earlier start, 10 o'clock. Me and Emma, and we are going to be vertical and well and truly up for it. Not in that, well, possibly in that. Well, you never know, dear. We'll see what tomorrow brings. In the meantime, may I wish you all a safe and peaceful night, and may I wish you all a day ahead which features not insubstantial joy, which you must grab with both hands in any way and at any time and in any place that you possibly can. Thank you so much for your company tonight, last week, and just generally. And thank you for your support. I wear it regularly. That was a Liz Truss joke. Oh, God, wasted I am. Oh dear. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow night. Have a safe and peaceful night and the best day. Much love from me until I see you again. The candle will be relit at 10 p.m. tomorrow. And on that note, pachoo, and indeed, bosh. Night, darlings.